Hello, my name is Jim Hoggett. I'm pastor of Coeur Open Bible Church. And we're sitting in my office with two people that come from the New Testament. This is Priscilla and Aquila. They've been referred to my office for counseling with Paul, the apostle. And so we want to do a little bit of work today on understanding people's temperaments and their makeup. One of the things we want to talk about is something called an introverted as opposed to an extroverted personality type. They're not right or wrong, they're only different. Some people are extroverted, outgoing, loves to be with people. Some people are introverted. It's not that they don't love people, it's just that they get tired and have to have time when they recharge their batteries. Before I went to seminary, I actually thought that everybody who was healthy was extroverted, and if you were introverted, then you were unhealthy until you became extroverted. But that's not the way it works. It's just simply we're wired differently. We're just not all the same. And it's probably a trait that you're going to have the rest of your life. You may do a little bit of changing here or there. But basically it has to do with where you get your energy. Some people get their energy from being with other people. It charges their batteries. Those are the extroverts. The introverts get their energy from being by themselves. When they're with other people, it makes them tired. It drains their batteries. Like I said, it's not right or wrong. It's only different. Once people have understood who they are, it helps them in their relationship because you realize this person is doing this just because it's the way they're wired, not because they're trying to destroy your fun. When I used to teach in Bible college, I would have a class at 7:30 in the morning, and if I had 45 students in that classroom, by the end of that time of teaching, I was bouncing off the walls because I'm an extrovert. I get my energy from being with people. I remember one weekend I went to a party and was very excited, and went to a second party and was very excited after that, and went to 3 parties in one weekend. By the end of that weekend, I was flying off the walls. Now, on the other hand, my wife loves people. She loves to be with people, but she's not an extrovert. She's an introvert. So she goes out where people are, and afterwards she has to come home. I call it her cave, where she climbs in and recharges her batteries. We'll go to a party. She'll stay a reasonable amount of time, say 5 minutes, and then for her it's time to go home. And that's not right or wrong. It's just the way that she's wired. Once we've realized this difference between the two of us, it stopped becoming a difficulty in our relationship because we realize, hey, we're just different. Let's make allowance for the difference. I have a group of words here. Now, Priscilla, I noticed that you are the extroverted sort of person. You're with people all the time. It's what charges your batteries. And Aquila, you are more quiet and you like to be by yourself, and nothing wrong with that. The problem with an extroverted person is when they're by themselves is when they get tired. Okay? So I've got some words here. This comes from a book called Please Understand Me by David Kiersey and Marilyn Bates. And we'll talk about words that will sound familiar to the two different types. The extroverted type will say sociability. The introverted type says territorial. Interaction, concentration. External, internal, breadth, depth, extensive, intensive, multiplicity of relationships, limited relationships, expenditure of energy, conservation of energy, interest in external events, and interest in internal reactions. Like I say, it's not right or wrong, it's just different. And when I can give the other person I'm married to the ability or permission to be who they are and not try to change them. In fact, I think sometimes being with other people who are different than we are is part of what God does to bring us to a place of balance. I remember when we first got married, I was extremely extroverted. My wife was extremely introverted. Over a period of time, we've come to a place of balance, someplace in the middle. Whom he did foreknow, the same did he predestined to be transformed in the image of his Son. And sometimes that process of transferring you to a place of balance, getting you to a place to where you're not extreme. I am less extroverted today than I was when I met my wife. And my wife is less introverted today. So we're finding a place of balance someplace in the middle. Thank you so much, and we'll pick this up next week.